Yes, everyone, welcome back to the channel. Stephen Howson. Get your questions and comments in. Today we're going to be talking about Jason Wilcox, which is a name a bit random and a little bit out there. But it's a name that Rico's been mentioning to me for a while. And I just texted him and asked him a little bit, talk to me about Jason Wilcox. Is this a good appointment for us? And he said top. Oversaw City Academy from top to bottom. If he stayed at City, potentially primed for the tech or sporting director when the Spanish regime left. Not been long at Southampton. Seems to be doing a bit there. But I'm going to talk to you a little bit about what's been being said and what is happening in relation to this, because there's quite a lot of moving parts. But I think the overall thing to be excited about here as a Manchester United fan is football people in football positions. And when you look at what's been happening at Manchester United, and I've been lucky enough the last couple of weeks to be able to do a couple of interviews, one with David Gill and one with Jose Mourinho, which is going out right now. Both of them have spoken about Woodward. Both of them have talked about the structure. Both of them sort of touched on the recruitment being terrible at Manchester United. And I think what we're seeing with what Ineos are doing is they are looking around. They haven't just looked inside Carrington, who's already got a car parking pass, and then give them a job. They have gone, who can do this job? And they've looked around, whether it's Ashworth at Newcastle, whether it's Wilcox, whether it's Barada, whether it's Jean-Claude Blanc, whether it's Brailsford. They've gone around and they've found people with expertise from outside the club. And there's no guarantee that's a success at all. There's nothing that's a guarantee of success. But at least it's a better methodology than the one that we've been seeing at Manchester United in recent years. So that means hopefully we start not overpaying. The United tax kind of starts going away. Hopefully we start seeing decent value for our players when we sell them, the way Chelsea do when they sell their academy players. But anyway, let's get into the news. Let's see what's going on and let's see how this might all shake out for everybody. So according to Ornstein, and Ornstein's been quite on this one and on the Ashworth one as well. Conflicting reports to what Romano's been saying. I think he's got some stuff on them in the mixer. So he says, United are working on a deal to appoint Southampton Director of Football Jason Wilcox as a key figure in the club's new sporting hierarchy. United are yet to approach Southampton, but Wilcox, who is well known and extremely highly regarded at Old Trafford, is aware of their interest. The 52-year-old's proposed role at United would report to a sporting director, with Newcastle's Dan Ashworth as their target for that position. Wilcox resigned as City's academy director in January 23 ahead of his move at Southampton. City were keen to keep Wilcox and made an offer for him to stay, but he elected to end his 9-year stay with the Etihad Stadium club. Foden, Rico, Lewis, Oscar Bobb, as well as Cole Palmer, all developed in the academy under his time as director, a role that he began in 2017, having previously worked as a head coach at under-18 level. During his playing career, he did win the league at Blackburn, also featured for Leeds and Blackpool before retiring in 2006. Appointing Wilcox would be another impressive acquisition for United if the move comes to fruition after already appointing Omar Barada as the chief exec, joining from City at the end of the season. Ashworth, now this is the important part, Ashworth has informed Newcastle that he has been approached in relation to the sporting director position at Old Trafford, and United are prepared to wait before bringing him in rather than paying the large compensation. So, someone like Wilcox could arrive before Ashworth, and then Ashworth could take his role ahead of them. So it looks like there might be some sort of head of recruitment or some sort of role within there that it's going to be that Wilcox sort of takes up. But to me, it looks like United are building an absolute Avengers assemble of a backroom staff, a front of office, if you like. That's a football front of office that knows how to do things. And he's actually going to put football club first at Manchester United for the first time in fucking decades. He carries on. Radcliffe and Ineos will take over football operations, with the firm's CEO, Jean-Claude Blanc, and Director of Sport joining the side's board along with Barada. The Ineos deal has been approved by the Premier League and the FA, but is still contingent on the closure of the tender offer by the end of this week. So basically, has the check cleared is what we're saying. Amaya says, is Wilcox going to take Fletcher's job? I think Fletcher's role is as a technical director, so it's interesting. I don't know is the answer to that. Brian says, hiring people sounds way better than keeping tabs on them. Brighton head of recruitment, Jewel. Well, I'll show you a little surprise here. We have got another video that is about to go out. Let me just save this. Let's see if I can bring this one in. I'll just show you what is literally on my screen to do next as soon as I get the chance. 2 seconds. There you go. That's what we're looking at next. So maybe we'll talk about that in an upcoming video. But yeah, I mean, here's the difference. You've got all these football people with football experience, and it is worldwide, but it's also quite Premier League centric, which I think is very important. And it seems to me that United are exciting again, and we haven't actually signed a single player yet, but it looks like we're putting the people to sign the right players into the right positions. And I think you'll get more right decisions than wrong decisions with the experience that we've got. Like I said at the top of the show, we look like when you've only appointed internal people and we haven't had these contingency plans in place, you're getting ripped off. You're getting ripped off for selling, and you're getting ripped off when you're buying. And that means that FFP comes into play, even though the club makes loads of cash. And, even just not getting ripped off, we're going to be in a better position. We're able to buy more people. Daniel Berry says, yeah, Mitchell is out. It does appear that way. I was really keen on Mitchell. It does appear like it's going to be that way. Mike Harrison says, actually focusing on the core infrastructure of the club, who'd have thought it? It'd be interesting to see how much really changes with this. Because it's my belief that you get this right and everything else just sort of slot in behind this. Bilal says, how come Adam is not on the channel as much now? He's in Mauritius on holiday. So allow it. We're all allowed holidays. He's just been on holiday. The pastor says, surely, he's just literally texted me right there. I'm like, not replying to him because I'm live with you lot. Daniel says the compensation for Ashworth is around 10 million. They'll pay it instead of waiting months. He told Newcastle he was going to accept it. It's a matter of negotiation now. So here's the thing. I've said this quite a few times, and I'm saying it a few times because I believe it to be the case. If Ashworth walks in and goes, right, I'm going to go do this at United, I'm going to resign, and I'm going to go do this at Manchester United, they've got two choices. Keep him in position and allow him to work right the way up, knowing who Newcastle are targeting, knowing what their strategy is for the next 12 months, help him plan and sign or not sign key targets for them, all while knowing what United are about to go and try and do. It's having a spy in the camp, isn't it? You don't want to do that. They're going to put him on gardening leave, and then he's essentially going to start working for United. And if it's 10 million compensation, I don't think it will be that much. I think United will end up doing a deal where it's not quite that much. But I think if it's 10 million, can he save us 10 million in transfer negotiations in the meantime? Well, then it's worth bringing him in, isn't it? Ace Nog says, Dan Ashworth is honestly worth whatever Newcastle want. He'll save it in the first transfer window. Let's hope so. Jonathan says, Wilcox is being brought in as an academy director and head of recruitment. Interesting. Mike Wilson says, stay a huge fan. Keep up the excellent work. Have I ever seen the Korean mega fan Gamst? Might be the best live streamer during a United game. I've not actually, no. Moren says, gardening leave or let him go straight away. It's the same thing. I think, all right, okay, you're not going to see him at Old Trafford, perhaps, or Carrington, or he will... not be allowed to be, wearing club uniform maybe, but I think, is he going to be available on WhatsApp? Is he going to be on his emails? I think he'll be fine. Any lose on Luke Shaw? I've not seen the press conference from today, but I think Ten Hag's mentioned it. So as soon as I get the opportunity, I will have a look at those. Daniel Berry says 10 mil. He paid 4 mil for Casado and he was sold for 115. Do you know what I mean? Wout says we should go for someone working outside of England as head of recruitment. Maybe. Chris says, bang on. As soon as your security clearance runs out, you're not getting access to the ops room. Fact. Yeah. Simple. EB says, so Jim is like Thanos gathering the Infinity Stones. I don't know the reference. I haven't seen that sort of stuff, but all right, cool. That sounds cool. Jace Park says, afternoon, is our club being run like a real football club now? Unbelievable. Not yet, but we are moving towards being run like a football club. The proof is in the pudding, but right now it appears like it's getting to the right sort of thing. Abhinav says, if we give Newcastle a gardening in compensation, we'll get him now. Personally, I think we pay 10 mil and get him now. I think we don't pay the 10 mil, but I think we might pay something and get him now-ish. John says, is Mourinho still really sad about Roma's sacking? He didn't really seem it, to be honest. And I know that, obviously, that's just out there right now, and it's going to be everywhere, I imagine. It was a great interview. It was captivating to chat to. Yeah, it was a good day out. 22 hours was up for to go and do it, but it's one of those, isn't it? Buffy says, will the Glazers fade into the background if Ineos becomes successful? They might. I think that you've still got to see what the mechanism is to allow Sir Jim to get the full control. That's the things that we need to know next, I think. Velvet Thunder says, Steve, two things. One, what are the backroom appointments do I want to see? Two, does that mean Mount? Does Mount get back into the team? If so, where? Two, don't know where. We'll have to see. And one, don't know, I don't know. It looks like Wilcox is going to become this head of recruitment, according to, well, everybody, I guess. So, yeah, we'll see, I guess. Abhinav says, did I catch Ollie's visit to India and the stuff he spoke about? Not yet, I've not, no. Squawk says, sausages on me. David says, is the Mourinho video out yet? / today, been busy. One dropped at 3, one dropped at 4, one drops in 15 minutes, I believe. Purple says, did he get the report? Did I see the report that said our squad last year was the most expensive ever? 1.2 billion, absolute madness how we overspend on bang average players. Correct. I want to see United like 9th on that list with the best squad in the world. Then you know you've smashed it. And the mad thing is, we've got so many academy players in there as well. Do I think there's a chance to be able to get Ollie and LVG? LVG, I'm not sure. He seems really reluctant to do any sort of interviews. Ollie, I would think so. I mean, we've got a real big one. We got someone at United coming soon, and we've got a legend of the club coming on soon as well. So it's a well worth you subscribe, I think, on 5. Mana says, is Dan not coming? No, I think Dan is coming. Why they cut up instead of one long episode? It's retention. They get recommended more by YouTube when people watch them all the way to the end, and hour-long videos don't get the same retention as shorter videos get. It's as simple as that, really. Daniel says, how awesome seeing people desperate to come to United. Yeah, that's good, isn't it? I mean, we dropped a video. I think the Dan Ashworth video that we did on this channel was Christmas Day, I think. I just had a glance at the comments, and all the replies on it are saying Merry Christmas, so it must have been on Christmas Day that we posted it. A lot of the replies are like, you're not getting him out of Newcastle. And my belief then was my belief right now, which is like, as soon as he says he wants to go, he's gone. You can't keep him. Yes, there's contracts. Yes, those things are. But like, ultimately, I think when he says he's gone, mentally he's gone. So he's gone. It's the same, like, you can have contracts for players. As soon as a player goes, I ain't coming in, what can you do? One of them, innit? I've seen that Mbappe is going to leave PSG. I have not seen if he said where he's going to yet, though. And has he confirmed that he's bought a house in Madrid yet? Amaya says, I was in the room for Ollie's interview. Oh, right, nice. Elijah says, yo, I can tell you that United will be a huge force this summer because every young player is already looking at this project and whatever moves Ineos are taking, don't be shocked. I hope so. I do hope so. Delusional rivals think United have no pull no more, says Purple Butterfly. Brian says the pull of United is still strong. What do I think about Mitchell saying no to the technical director role? Yeah, I sort of seen some murmurings today that Mitchell has kind of ruled himself out of a position at United. I'm disappointed because I was really keen on seeing Mitchell come to the club, but I don't know. It's one of them, I guess, isn't it? Morend hasn't stated where he is going, so that means it could be open. I'll tell you what, he ain't going Liverpool. I'll tell you that for free, which I keep seeing clickbaiting sort of articles all over the place linking him to, and he's not going there for sure. Sona says, what does Wilcox do for someone who doesn't know anything? He was a big part in how City's academy was structured, is the top and bottom of it. Keyboard Warrior Saint says, Steve, I think Kobe Mainu is a shout for an England spot for Euro 2024. I think he should be. Whether or not he will be or not depends on the fucking absolute sausage that is in charge. So I couldn't possibly say. Andrea says, so will he be the head academy scouting like at City? Surely that can't be the sport director when Ashworth is likely to come. The talk seems to be head of academy, head of recruitment. Something like that. Is Nick Cox the one at United? Seems like a top bloke. He is involved in the academy. Yeah, I think, is he academy director or something like that? Head of academy. There's a lot of fucking hats people are wearing. And a lot of roles people are bringing. So we will see. Tan May says, Red Arsenal are interested in Mbappe. Fucking are they? Wayne says, all these big names linked to United just shows how much lore and kudos attached to potentially bringing United back to the top of world football. That's the one, man. When United do get back to the top, because United are going to be back at the top, it's undeniable. It's just a matter of when, not if. And it might be a long time, but it'll happen. Like, what an awesome moment that's going to be a part of for any player and any coach that's involved in that. And you already see when it's bad at United, it's bad and it's front page news. But when it's good at United, it's good. And it's fucking legendary and it's also front page news. So I think that some people will be attracted to maybe bringing United back to the top. Look at the impact, right? If you go, what Robin Van Persie did for United in 2013 versus what Cantona did for us in 1993. As if that was only 20 years apart. What a madness that was. What a 20 years that was. Incredible. But what Robin Van Persie did and what Cantona did at that time, Cantona will always be revered in a different way. Now, it will depend on your age, of course. But Cantona will always be revered in a different way. Robin Van Persie came in and helped a team win its last title. I think you'll always be looked at differently to someone like, look at Jack Grealish. Jack Grealish didn't come in and start the success at Manchester City. He was a part of the success that Manchester City had. Same with Erling Haaland. Maybe he gets kudos for the European Cup. I don't know. But maybe there's not really a lot of kudos for him bringing another Premier League title to Manchester City. Or they've already won whatever. He won the third on the bounce. Great. Well done. I think being part of someone that wins something for the first time in X number of years carries a bit more kudos to, I won one there as well. Same as everyone else did. Do you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? Oh, no. Am I waffling? I don't know. Maybe I'm waffling. Will says, if United was to get back to the top soon, which current players do I see being a part of it? Mainu and Højlund. Purple Butterfly says, Ashworth is like one of the girls you dated. The bad boy says she wants to fix. He wants to fix us. All right, I guess. Kiefer says there's a department head at Brighton that Ashworth wants to bring with him as well, apparently. Kez says, Cantona jumped backwards volley and Rooney to volley in my top 3 goals. Soul says, how long do you think before we see an agreement with Newcastle for Ashworth? Probably within days. It feels like days. Havard says, with the new personnel, increase the chances or speed up the process of more of our academy players becoming first-team players sooner rather than later. Maybe because it might help bring in better options and loans and pathways for them into the first team. And I think if they do that, then yes. Jay's Drone Wart TV says, first time in 13 years I've had any optimism. It's been a long fucking time. Buffy whatever says, Cantona shook us to the core and made us cool again, made us winners, built another brick in the red wall. Yeah. James says, Rats jumping the Man City ship, 115 charges incoming. I tell you what, if they strip them from the titles, I'm going to laugh my fucking balls off. Dean says, how are we doing, Steve? Hope you're good. What's going on at United? I don't recognise this club. I know, wait till we start winning stuff again. It's going to be so fucking good, isn't it? It's going to be so fucking good. And I hope it happens before Arsenal. On this little resurgence that they've had where they've actually won fuck all. I hope that we just absolutely fucking batter them and overtake them in that fucking challenge position. And it's us that go for it. Connor says opinions on Nice as a feeder club. I wouldn't mind it. Yeah, wouldn't mind it. Raf says, just finished the Jose interview. Can't wait for the Radcliffe era. No longer will good mean individuals like Ole, Jose, but be shown the door with their successful ideas. Yeah, you'd hope not. James says, Steve, have I heard we're supposedly renewing interest in Pavard? I'm excited if true. Yeah, I would be excited with that, actually. The one that I thought we could have got last year and disappointed that we didn't. I think he'd be really, really good for us. Amaya says, Steve, you have to do the glasses and shirt video of the chargy stick. Yeah, I think I'll just read them all out again. I think that worked quite well last time, didn't it? Right, I'm going to wrap it up here, but before I go, I'd just like to say thank you to everybody that's just recently joined in Patreon. We are now like well on the way to like 800. It is absolutely flying on there. There was meant to be some stuff posted today and tomorrow. It's going to be probably tomorrow and the day after. Basically, what happened is we went and did a mountain climb on Monday. I did it 18 kilometers and climbed a mountain on Monday, and I think I was dehydrated, or I didn't rehydrate anywhere near enough, and I was pretty poorly on Tuesday. I debating going hospital. I was fucked. I was in a bad way, but I recovered, and I'm back in work today. I was basically in bed for the last 2 days. So that stopped me getting some of the content out. But there's like, 3, 4, 5 pieces of content going out every single week. There is a Q&A going out today. So if you join, or I've got a recording today, sorry. So if you can join today, you can still get your questions in, and we will be posting that first thing tomorrow. There is a vlog, which I've just seen the first draft of. Probably needs a quick little edit. And then that'll be going out. And then there is a little bit of the video of... well, I eat something that pissed Ash off that he didn't talk to me for 24 hours. So if you're interested in that and you want to support the channel, you want to get a little bit of extra content, there's actually quite a lot of extra content going on there. The community on Patreon is absolutely flying at the moment. There is a link in the description below on the video. Let's try and see if we can get it over 1,000 before the end of February, because I reckon we might, But cheers, as always, for everybody for tuning in. Hope you've enjoyed it. There's behind the scenes. So I got a little behind the scenes vlog from the Jose thing. I actually posted a message from Jose, which isn't going out publicly anywhere. So if you want to see that, and he takes the piss out of me in it as well, it's all on Patreon. So if you want to see all of that lot, you want to support the channel, cheers everyone for tuning in. Make sure to subscribe if not. Otherwise, I'll just see you in the next video. If that works for everybody else, see you in a bit. Hey, thank you for watching the video. If you are new around these parts, then don't forget to subscribe. My channel is proudly supported by my community on Patreon. If you'd like to get a little bit of extra content, a Discord group, meetups, five-a-side games, weekly podcasts, behind the scenes, and even an occasional bit of transfer news as and when I get it, then for the price of a pint, you can show your appreciation for the content that we make and get some goodies for doing so as well. Check the link in the description or click the button right here. You'll also find all of my socials here too if you want to follow me on any of those platforms. Nice.